Good afternoon, guys. This video is here to serve as a bit of a warning to all you young guys traveling alone in China, and not only the young guys but the older guys who are young at heart. A subscriber of mine got scammed in Beijing a few weeks ago, and when I met up with him he told me his story. I would just like to thank him for actually coming out and telling us his story. A lot of people would be too embarrassed to do so. Anyway, hopefully this will help prevent a similar situation or a similar scam happening to any of you guys who are coming over here to China and, well, just about anywhere in Southeast Asia anyway. Let's get on to his story of how he was scammed.
Okay, hello people.
First introduction, sorry.
Oh yeah, my name is Ben. I've been in China for 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I was in Beijing and I went to Tiananmen Square. Within about 2-3 minutes of me being off the subway, these three girls came up to me and started chatting me up. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought they were just travelers, want to have fun.
Can you describe what the girls look like?
One was attractive. It's kind of hard to describe. I'm not really good with looks. The other two were less attractive.
Okay, but they were young and attractive. Well, at least one of them was attractive.
Yeah, they were all young, about the 20s, around the same age I was, maybe a few years younger.
Right.
And so they start chatting me up, saying like, "Where are you from?" We're traveling to. We're from some other area in China. And they say, "Do you want to get some drinks at a bar?" So I'm like, "Okay." And I didn't think anything of it. I guess, like I said before, that's applying the logic of the West, Canada, to China. And in Canada, places like that, I don't think that they would be allowed to exist. So I didn't think they would be allowed to exist in China either. So I'm like, all right, didn't think anything of it. We go to this bar, and it was a weird bar. There was no people there. There was just, they showed us to our own private room, which was strange. I just thought it's a weird Beijing bar. I don't know. Never been there before. And so we're drinking for a while, and after a while they say, when we meet new people, we like to drink red wine. And I read about this, and they say the reason they use red wine is because people that know their wine are rare. So they can basically serve you a bunch of crap, and you're not going to know the difference. They can serve you low-quality wine. So they bring out this menu, and some of the wines are very expensive, like 2,000, 2,500 RMB. I ordered one for 200 RMB. And the way they said it was as if it's on us, we're going to buy it. And I also thought it was 200 RMB bottle. It turns out it's 200 RMB a glass. So when the bill comes, we're drinking for about an hour or something like that. The bill comes, it's 5,600 RMB, which is, what do you think?
A lot of money.
Sorry?
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's about $800, $900 Canadian, 800 US, I'm guessing, something like that. So the attractive girl, she starts saying, "You're a man, you should pay half." And like, "We're a poor university student. Could you just pay more?" And I said, "Well, that doesn't make sense, because if you're poor university students, why are you drinking such expensive wine?" So I said, "I'll pay a quarter. There's four of us. I'll pay 1/4, 1,400 RMB." I gave them, felt kind of stupid for this, but I gave them everything in my wallet. I had 800 RMB on me. And they take me to an ATM.
So yeah, now they're escorting you to an ATM, right?
Yeah, it was 3 girls and 1 bartender. And I got lucky, because in some of these places I've heard, if you don't pay, there's going to be like, big guys coming up with mean faces, like, "If you don't pay, we're going to hurt you." Luckily, there's no guys there. So we go to this ATM, and I kept entering in the wrong PIN number. And the girls started getting aggressive and started trying to pressure me, saying like, "You think we're stupid, you're playing games, we're going to call the police. This is," and I kept saying, "The ATM card is not working. We need to go to another ATM, because sometimes it really doesn't work." And they're saying, "This is the Bank of China, it's going to work here." And I started trying to exit the place. And the girl, the attractive girl, she was the one that was the most aggressive. She kept trying to block me. And I'm thinking like, me against 4 little Chinese girls, can I fight them? I don't know. It seemed like a fair fight. And if she blocks me, so I just like rammed right through the door, because I just wanted to get the hell out of there. Didn't want to pay the other 600 RMB, which is about $100, $120, something like that. So as soon as I set foot out the door, I just started running, and I take a left, and I realize I'm on the same street as the bar is on. So if I keep going straight, I'm going to go by that bar. And the girls are behind me. So I turn into a dark hovel, miserable place, and started jumping on the rooftops to get away. just because I couldn't think of what else to do. So yeah, I got away that way, but that was basically the scam and what happened to me.
Okay, so now let's just take a look at, let's analyze this a little. The questions they asked you when you got off the metro, number one was, where are you from, what are you doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but now here's the important one. They asked him, how long have you been in China?
Yeah, that's a big one. Same thing in Thailand. They ask you how long you've been there, so they know how much of a newbie or novice you are, how much you know about China, because the less you know, the easier it is to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, another thing is it's quite uncommon to have strangers walk up to you in China who can speak really good English, actually. Yeah, that is so. If they come up to you, they're speaking good English, if they're attractive young girls, your alarm bells should be going off in any case. All right. Next thing, they took you to a bar, right?
Yeah.
Well, can you explain more or less the bar? You said it was empty, but I mean, can you explain anything more about it?
It's right off Tiananmen Square. I'm not really good with physical descriptions. There's like a little desk there, and then just a few small rooms. And they opened the room, and it was just a little bit bigger than this little booth we're sitting at now. It was very small. Yeah.
This is actually quite a common scam. It happens all over China, and not just to foreigners, to Chinese men as well. Usually, there's a new thing now where they go onto dating sites and QQ and stuff, and they actually scam the guys to go on a date to one of these kind of bars. Okay, so anyway, if girls come up and they want to have a drink with you, just walk away. Or insist to drink it like a very local little bar that you know yourself. Anyway, but you should stay away from it. Okay. Anything else you can share about your experience?
Only that the exact same thing happened one more time. I think I was targeted because I'm a young foreign guy, and I was telling Winston before they can't walk up to 50-year-old guys and do this because they think they were prostitutes or something like that. So the sense I got is they're walking around Tiananmen Square just looking for young guys to do this to. Because the exact same thing happened the next time I went to Tiananmen Square. So
exact same thing.
Yeah, exact same thing.
All right. So he was approached a second time, but of course he was much wiser and just walked away. Yeah. So guys, this is actually something that's very common if you go to big tourist areas, and they're targeting backpackers and they're targeting young guys. You know, just like Ben over here. I've been approached many times myself. If they approach you with something like, let's go, like come see our art gallery or come have a drink with us, just forget about it. Just don't follow them anywhere. You know, if you're in a bar somewhere and you want to have a drink with them, they come to talk to you, buy them a drink at that bar, but never follow them anywhere else.
Yeah. I think that's one rule of traveling is, from what I read, it's secondhand information, but don't go anywhere with somebody that you've known for less than a day, because you don't know where they're going to take you. Take you somewhere you don't want to be. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Ben, for sharing your story. I know it's fairly embarrassing, but you know, the thing is, his story can save a lot of you guys out there a lot of trouble. So like, if you do tend to travel anywhere in Southeast Asia, actually, not just China, but if you're in China and you go to Beijing or Shanghai and you go to any of these touristy kind of places, you know, this story can hopefully save all of you guys a lot of trouble. And money loss. He only lost, what, 800 RMB? Okay, that's still a lot to lose, and not only that, it sours your entire experience, and you walk away thinking, screw this place and screw these people. Yeah, so anyway, thank you for sharing, and good luck on your travels. Anything you want to say to everyone on YouTube?
Not really.
Okay, alright, cool. Alright, awesome. Well, it's nice meeting you, mate. Cheers. And this beer doesn't cost 800 RMB. Alright, so before we end this off, let's just go through a quick checklist here. First of all, if you're traveling here and you get approached by young people, young students, male or female actually. I had both approaching me when I was in Beijing last time. Number one, if they speak English very well, an alarm bell should go off, because it's kind of rare to find, you know, people that'll just approach you on the street speaking English really well. And the gangs who run these scams, they specifically look for young students, etc., who can speak English well. Okay, number two, when they ask you how long you've been in China, that should be your biggest warning bell. The reason they do this, of course, is to discover whether or not you actually know your way around, if you're familiar with China, if you're familiar with scams. If you say no, or if you say you've been here for like a day or a week, then automatically they think, wow, easy target, let's go for it. Number 3, never follow these people into a place of their own choosing. In other words, don't follow them to their art gallery, don't follow them to a bar that they like, and don't follow them to any kind of a strange place anywhere, all right? Of course, this is common sense, but when you're traveling, you're generally in a different state of mind, and anything goes. Especially a young guy, you're approached by attractive young girls, and you think, cool, it's my lucky day, and you follow them off and end up in the man trap. Okay, so just bear these things in mind. Also, if you're unsure, if you're being led somewhere, or you think that something strange is going on, then just leave, walk away. Follow your gut instinct. And of course, if there is any problem whatsoever, you can just go directly to any policeman or any sort of uniformed security guard, and even though they won't understand English, start talking to them, ask them for help, and see what can be done, and see if those people keep following you or leave you. And don't give in to their threats about going to the police and all this nonsense, because it is just nonsense. Anyway guys, I hope you learned something. Until next time, cheers.